Okay, so this is a little like how-to, not really a tutorial, but I guess you can call it a how-to, sure. This is a 2001 Expedition with a 5.4 liter, 2 valve. It has the spark plugs that blow out of the heads. They like to run the threads out of the head. And this is, I'm going to be talking about the timesert kit that is used to repair the cylinder heads. The threads in the cylinder heads, I should say, using installing a thread insert, which I'll get in a second. This engine has 199,000 on it. The spark plugs have already been changed once. Somebody put NGKs in them, and you can see that little piece of shit thread insert. Don't do that. Putting these in the head, if this were to stay in the cylinder head, now I mean, I guess if you're just taking it to get rid of it or be a piece of shit and just pawn it off on someone else, I can't stop you. But if you're intending to fix it and have a permanent fix or something that's not going to give you an issue later down the road, don't fucking do this. If that were to stay in the cylinder head and I couldn't, you know, easily get it out or get it out at all, as you can see they stuck something in the threads there to seal it up. If that were to stick in the threads and the spark plug were to thread out of this insert and this insert stayed in the head, then I couldn't drill it the right way. The drill is only meant to go through aluminum, and this is way harder than aluminum. This isn't aluminum. This thread insert's made of steel and some really hard shit that you can't just drill through. So the best way to fix it is the timesert kit, which I'll get it. Comes with a few pieces. Comes with a aluminum drilling bit, which this thing is awesome. It comes with a tap, which I actually already have in the cylinder. I don't want to pull it out, but it comes with a tap for this thread insert. This is a permanent thread insert. The instructions tell you to use JB Weld on here. I just use red Loctite and crank them down to about 20 foot-pounds, and this will not come back out of the head, but the spark plug will come out of it later down the road. So anyways, the main thing I wanted to talk about is in the instructions of this kit, it tells you to make sure that your cylinder is down in the bore, or the piston, sorry, the piston is down in the cylinder bore, and to make sure the valves are closed. Now, I've only done this twice. I did it once on a 2010 E150 van, and now on this one here, and both of them were the same case. The only way those valves were closed is if the cylinder, or if the piston was at all the way up, top dead center in the bore. So I don't know why the instructions say that, but if you're doing this, don't pay attention to that. And then also on the drill, on this drill bit, this piece will bottom out before you touch the piston. Now, obviously, be careful. If there's another application where this drill bit can touch the piston, don't fucking come looking at me. All I'm saying is, this is the second time I've done this, and the second time in a row where this does not reach down to the piston, even though the piston's at top dead center. So, that being said, you know, like I said, just always double check it with either a borescope, or I just reach back there with a telescoping magnet and a flashlight. I just look down on the cylinder and I see how far along the threads I am, and see how deep I am into the threads. And so, anyways, now I'm about to tap the threads into the cylinder head. Also, I probably should mention the importance of making sure those valves are closed. All of the aluminum shavings that you're cutting off of the head, and when you're doing the tapping, those aluminum shavings, the ones that aren't getting caught in the tap, or the flutes of the drill bit, which is pretty much all of them if you've ever done this or do this, they go down into the cylinder. And if those valves are open, when you go to you know, apply air to the cylinder to get those metal shavings out, when you go to do that, those metal shavings are going to go up through the valves and into, you know, up into your intake runners or down into your exhaust. And obviously, if you could avoid that, you'd want to. So make sure your valves are closed. And this is the tool to make sure you do that. This tool here will just plug down into one of the spark plug tube wells, just like that. It just kind of sticks down in there, and then you apply air here, and this is a valve you can open and close. I just leave it open. Apply pressurized air here. If those valves are closed, this thing is going to pop out because it's going to build pressure in the cylinder enough to where this just pops out of the spark plug tube. If the valves are open, this will not pop out. If this does not pop out, keep turning the engine over. I want to say, right? I didn't even check it before I put it in. Most of these are standard. I'm using metric sockets. The drill bit's like I use a 13, and then the tap is a 12. Instructions say you can do this with a quality ratchet. Drilling, sure. Tapping, I don't fucking think so. Let me reach around. Move this. You got to apply pressure down. You got to apply downward pressure on this ratchet to get it to grab the aluminum. But once it starts, which it is, it started. Once it started, you can pretty much just slowly cut it in. This kit is so fucking nice. I mean, it makes this really easy. I just charge one hour per cylinder that's fucked up. And you'll run this tap all the way down until it bottoms out on that E-clip. Obviously, yeah, I told Avalar it needs an alignment. It needs an alignment? Yeah. This will bottom out on that E-clip, and once you're bottomed out, that's it. Bottomed out right there, so back her off. And to make this fast, I will take it out with a ratchet. An electric ratchet, I should have said. And when you pull this out, it's going to pull the alignment piece out. This is, like I said, this piece comes in the kit. Now that spark plug hole It's threaded for the insert. I gotta get the metal shavings out. Obviously, I should have mentioned before you do that, make sure you have something in your other tubes. The spark plugs are already installed in the other 3 cylinders, so I'm not worried about metal shavings going down into the other cylinders. So make sure you do that before you blow those shavings out. So I'm gonna go get the spark plug and get everything ready. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Thread insert. I have the spark plug threaded into the insert, and then I will take the insert and spark plug, because the spark plug is the installation device for it. That's red Loctite 272, the Loctite brand. You can use whatever you want as long as it's a high temp Loctite, or they recommend using JB Weld in the instructions, just not a fast setting JB Weld. I have it in my magnetic socket. Down in there. And it's threaded in by hand already. I can feel it. I'm threading it in all the way by hand. And right there, she's tight. And the torque spec on these is about 20 foot-pounds. And I always tighten them by hand because torque spec on something where your fucking spark plug blow out's pretty worthless, isn't it? So yes. Getting there. She's getting there. There you go. And that is installed. Socket back. Man, I don't know if I'll be able to get a angle in there. Suppose I can try here. I can't see what you guys can see back there. Alright, trying to get light. I don't know if you can see down in there or not. This part of the clip may be worthless, but I'm trying. You can see that spark plug is, it's in there. And that is a permanent fix.